Hello, it's me again. I like to get back in touch with my followers on Facebook and YouTube. I wanted to tell you about these masks coming back and how they affect me personally, and they have caused physical damage to my nose. These damn masks. It all started when I think it was in early high school, and I was looked at my nose. I didn't like the way it looked sideways because the middle part was coming out too far, and I knew I was like only 16 or so, and I knew I didn't have no money for plastic surgery. So I told my dad to hit me in the nose. I hated my nose so much that I wanted it to be broken, and so it reform itself, and any shape it would have been better than the shape I had. So I asked my dad to hit me in the nose when I wasn't aware of it, and I told him to do it in a certain way, point downward and then point upward when you're hitting me, break the cartridge off his nose and reform it. And he did, a real good job. But I was real mad at him because I forgot that I told him to do this. And then I remembered it later on, and I told him he did a real good job on it. Real good job. And I complimented him on it. And then about, I would say 15 or 25 years later, I started developing problems with my nose. I started doing this shitty laundry at Corona Manor, at a nursing home that's owned by the Catholics and stuff, and I was working with, and I caught a disease, like a staph infection on my nose, and I would go to my intern. I had a regular doctor at that time, and he wouldn't give me any antibiotics for it. Maybe because he didn't want to breed a super germ, which they were aware of at that time. So I had to treat it myself. I used that live friendly bacteria that you find in yogurt. I was packing it down with the yogurt, that I bought, from in pill form. And it hurt, and it was good, but one time I walked into the bank, and she thought I had snorted cocaine, and it was all up on my nose, and I told her I'm not, and I proved it to her. I told her to call up Dr. Pearl, and that's what they did, apparently those people at the bank, because I told them it was friendly bacteria, it was not cocaine. Anyway, and then they had this masks crap going on 2 years ago, and that really harmed my nose, and finally we took it off, but it damaged my nose, and but I got beat up by somebody. I don't want to say it was at work or at home because I was glad she beat me up. This old lady hit me, and she hit me hard, and I bled out of my nose. No, she didn't hit me in the face. What happened was that she hit me, and I lost my footing, and I fell straight to the ground and landed directly on my nose. But she's still responsible for that. But I was glad she did it, because I'll tell you why. The blood came all the way out, covered my whole lower face. And after I cleaned that all up and stuff, I felt so clean, so cleaned out. I was so glad that she did that. It felt like they took out all those nanobots that they say they're putting in the face mask. Like nanotechnology. They're putting weird stuff in there in the mask, because they looked at this stuff, these masks that coming over from China. They said they got stuff in there that's designed to invade humans. When you inhale it. Anyway, it's nanotechnology or Morgellons disease, if you want to look that up. Anyway, after I bled all that crap out, I felt so clean, so good. You know, like they used to bleed people, you know, with leeches back in the 17th century to cure them. You know, maybe there was something to do with that. Maybe there was something to it, possibly. But it did me real good. And as a matter of fact, I can still feel the difference to this day. Now, I think that happened like, about 10 months ago. And now they're starting this mask crap up again. But I got my plans that I don't want to wear those masks that they made in China. But you know, okay, well, I think I'm finished my story, but there's permanent damage to my nose. You know, but and I'm afraid if I was to have plastic surgery on my nose, that means if any infections come back, they will not have a means to escape. So I'm not going to have any plastic surgery on my nose. But I know my sister had one on her ears with her pierced earrings, giving her trouble and stuff. But I wouldn't have any plastic surgery on my nose to correct anything because it needs to bleed. It needs it like your underarms, you know, where you sweat. It needs to sweat out. So I'm going to let you go, but I wanted to hold your interest there for a second or a couple minutes. Possibly see you later. Bye.